Hi, today I'm going to show you how to tune the sequence valves on the accumulator on a BioJack shear. This is the assembly. This is the out sequence valve. And then we have a manual ball valve. So if you want to work with the accumulator completely turned off, then you would put that in the off position. And then this sequence valve controls the in motion of the accumulator. A sequence valve controls the sequence of operations on one hydraulic circuit. The accumulator and the grapple, and as it turns out, the knife, are all on one circuit. But we want to control the sequence of events of how things happen. But we don't want to do a lot of it ourselves manually. We want the hydraulics to do as much of it as possible so we can just focus on which tree we're going to cut next and where we're going to put it. So what the sequence valves allows us to do is when we're going to cut a tree, we open the grapple, the accumulator will automatically go into its closed position. Once the grapple cuts the tree and pulls tight, the sequence valve will trigger itself and it'll trigger the accumulator to come out and open while this is closed. So the grapple is now holding on to the tree. So then when we want to cut the next tree, the first thing that'll happen is the accumulator will come back in and grab the tree and hold on to it tight. And once it's holding tight, the sequence valve shifts again and the grapple can open, and then it can prepare to cut the next tree. This sequence valve controls the out motion of the accumulator. If the accumulator is not going out when the grapple comes in tight and the accumulator doesn't go out when it should, that means this is too tight. If the accumulator starts to go out before the grapple comes in, then this is too loose and you need to tighten it. And so to adjust it, you just take this cap off with a 13mm wrench, and then you can use a 4mm Allen. And I usually go quarter turns at a time. You'll have to also loosen this nut also to adjust it. So if you loosen that one a little bit, and then you can turn this one quarter turn at a time until you can get it to do what you want it to do. And then you tighten that one. Make sure you don't lose these copper washers. That's what seals everything. And then you reapply the cap nut and tighten it. So we've talked about the out valve. Let's talk about the in valve now. Okay, so the in sequence valve is maybe a little more important because you could potentially drop something if it's not working right. Once you've cut a tree, you're holding onto it tight with the grapple and the accumulator is out. The accumulator needs to come in first before the grapple goes out. If the accumulator is not coming in first and is not holding tight before the grapple goes out, that means you need to tighten this valve. On the other hand, if this sequence valve is too tight, the accumulator will come in, but the grapple will never go out. And in that case, you need to loosen this valve. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions and you want to just give us a call, we'd be happy to talk you through it on the phone. Thanks for watching.